everyone doing? Guys, I came with something today. First and foremost, subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed yet. Um, Click on the notification button. Share with your friends because they need this information. Come closer. If you're coming to Lithuania, this particular video is for you. The reason is because you need these informations. When I came, I didn't get these informations. Okay? There wasn't like this concrete or detailed information for me to go through or for me to see everything that I wanted. But I was lucky because I had a sister here who picked me from the airport, took me to the hostel, made sure I was settled before she went back to her own house. Most of you are coming here, you don't have agents, maybe the school says there's no dorm, maybe you don't even know where to stay, you don't know how much the hotels are cost, you don't even know the website you can search for information. Where do I stay? Guys, things are more complicated when you arrive in a country for the very first time. Trust me. How am I looking, by the way? I know I'm looking straight. Let me go back to what I was trying to say. Subscribe, hit on the notification button, then let's continue with this discussion. Like I was saying, knowing where to stay or having a place to stay beforehand when arriving in a foreign land is very, very important. You cannot afford to be homeless. Do you understand what I'm saying? It sounds, sometimes it doesn't really sound, I don't know how to explain. But when you board the flight and you arrive on that foreign country, reality hits you. Then it will be done and you're like, oh my God, I don't have a place to stay. So if you're a student, you're a tourist, anything at all, you're coming to Lithuania for the purpose of study, you're coming to Lithuania for the purpose of visiting, you want to come and stay with your family, anything at all, guys, this video is for you. So today I want to talk about Lithuania student dorms, hostels, apartments in Lithuania, everything. How do you get your apartment? How do I get my student dorm? Which sites do I need to find this information? How do I need to check? Who do I need to contact? Yes, the thing is that when you're searching for house in Lithuania, it's a bit difficult. To find an apartment in Lithuania is a bit difficult. Most times the locals, they don't want the foreigners. Most times the the house owners, they don't want to pay this rent, this tax to the government. Most times you are having issue with communication because the house owners, most of them, they're elderly people, you know. The younger generation in Lithuania, they speak English quite well. You can be able to communicate with them, at least to be able to share what you want or what you're looking for. But the older generation are not able to speak English. They are either speaking Lithuania or they're speaking Russian. So if you're not able to communicate with either of those languages, it becomes a little problem in terms of communications on what you are looking for. I was opportuned to meet my house owner the son speaks English, and they are the best. Like my house owner, God bless you. If you see this video, thank you. Achula bye. Oh my God, guys, this guy looks so cool on me. So back to business. Like I was saying, now communication is another barrier when you're searching for house in Lithuania. And apart from that, most of these house owners, they don't want foreigners. Most of them, they want foreigners, they don't want foreigners with children. So it depends on anybody you meet. And it's not easy finding an apartment in Lithuania. Before, houses were cheap. You can get a house like an apartment of, let's say, like 300 euros, 3 something. Now, due to the inflation and everything, houses are a bit pricey. So first and foremost, the most widely searched website for houses in Lithuania, houses, anything you're looking for, accommodation, name it, is the one that is called Arudas. It's going to be on the screen, and on the description box you're going to be seeing the link, so you can take your time to check through before you arrive in Lithuania. Even that is going to be helpful. You can check that for yourself to be able to know what is happening there. So what they do, they help you in terms of you to be able to find where to live in Lithuania, how to find apartment. You can keep calling the numbers. Trust me, you can call like 10 or 20 numbers. None of them is speaking English. Sometimes the only thing that could help you most of the time is when the agent, the house agent, or the anyone assisting them speaks English and they are able to translate. Okay, this is what the person is saying. Okay, we can meet up so time. This is where the house is. This is how to find us. Blah 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 and all that. So that is the first one. Then talking about the hostels in Lithuania, in Vilnius, let me be specific. In Vilnius, there are a lot of hostels. Hostels is like place you stay. Sometimes they call it like guest house. You can be able to see a hostel like per night. You can see like 13 or 14 euros per night. You're going to be seeing the names, a lot of hostels that they have in Lithuania, where you can stay or where you can live. Okay, so they have a lot of them. If I start mentioning them, we're not going to live here. I'm just going to mention but a few. They have like Jamaica hostel. Okay, this is like $11 per night. They also have the hostel Felarita. This is like $32 per night. They also have the Mikalo house. Different names. All of them are in booking.com, where you're going to be able to see what kind of hostel is this, how much is it. You go through the pictures to be able to see, can I live here, can I stay here, is it close to my apartment, is it close to my university rather. This is when you get into Lithuania and maybe you haven't found an apartment yet, or maybe they say a lot of people are coming to study in Lithuania. So if the school dormitories are filled up, there is nothing you can do. You just need to find a place to stay, because of course you cannot sleep on the street. There's another one, the Rocking Hostel, and they have the I cannot pronounce the name of that one. Is in Lithuania. It's like pretty long, like long from here to there. I don't think you want us to start doing that right now. They have the Fortuna Hostel, which is like $27 per night. They also have the Jimmy Jumps house, which is like $18 per night. Why are they using dollars? This is like what is on booking.com, but when you come, of course, you're going to pay in euros. They have the 24 hours hostel, and they also have the Hello Vilnius hostel. Is a lot of hostels. They have the Hostel Oras, which is like $20 per night. They have a lot of hostels, guys. I can't really say all at once. They have the Sadu rooms, and they have a lot of hostels, guys, on this website where I was checking for me to see like list of hostels. I think it's about like 50 different kind of hostels in Vilnius where anyone can stay. And apart from the hostel, so I've talked about the website, which is Arudas, where you can find like apartment, houses you want to live in Lithuania when you're coming in as a foreigner or as a tourist or for business purposes, anything you're coming to do in Lithuania, in order for you not to get stranded. This video is for you. I mean you. And also, there's something that they call co-living spaces. Okay? Co-living spaces in Lithuania, where you can be able to share like I think you can be able to share like the toilet. You share the toilet, you share the lobbies and all that, the coffee areas with other neighbors, but you have your room to yourself. So before, it used to be like very, very cheap. No, did I say very, very cheap? But no, not like very, very cheap. It used to be cheap, but not extremely cheap. Let's just say you can be able to get something like 500, 400, because it's like new apartment, right? It's built for co-living space. That is what it is. You can't compare it to old Soviet buildings, or you can compare it to like hostels or student dormitories. Okay, so this is what the company is known for. This is what they do. So that is like the price. But now I think is on the higher side. Okay, the prices are very high. I think maybe 700 or 600 thereabout. You are still going to see the link on the description box, should in case you want to live in co-living spaces, you can dive in there. Another place where you can be able to stay when you come to Lithuania before you settle down is dormitory. So for the dormitory, they have, like, for example, let's see the dormitory that they have like in Vilnius. They have like lots of dormitories. Okay, the good thing about these dormitories is that when you arrive in Vilnius for the first time, for example, if you're coming to, let's say, Vilnius University and there is no space in your dormitory, you can go to another university dormitory to live in, which is like one thing I love about them. You can live there, but the only thing is that if the student of that school, for example, I graduated from Magnus University. If you're a student from Vilnius University and you are coming to live in my hostel, like Magnus University, if I'm paying €100, you are going to be paying 150. But it's still minimal because it helps you to prepare yourself. It helps you to like settle down. It helps you to know what to do, when to do, how to go about it, the entire thing. You can be able to do anything you want to do there, but not like, of course, doing things that you shouldn't do, like staying within everything that is happening, making sure you're obeying the rules and regulations. Okay, so yeah, for the dormitories as well, you can be able to live there. And also, for you to be able to rent apartment in Vilnius, there is a website called the rentberry.com. You're going to be seeing it on the description box. When you go to that website, you should be able to rent apartment as well. You can be able to find all kind of apartment there where you can be able to offer. Maybe you want it at the city center, somewhere behind any part of the city you want to live in Vilnius. You should be able to see it. There's going to be like a lot of apartment for you to choose from. Also, they have student housing in Vilnius. This student housing in Vilnius is a housing for students. If you're in Vilnius and a student and you're looking for where to stay in Vilnius, they have the housingtarget.com. You can get like a complete overview of what you want, what you're looking for in this apartment. It helps you to find a place to stay as a student in terms of how many rooms are you looking for, how much is the rent you want to pay, when are they going to be available, all these things. You have to register, you have to check, they have your contact number, you have to contact them, they assist you. Student housing, okay? The website, which is housingtarget.com, is going to be on the description box for you to be able to check it yourself. And also, apart from those student housing, they also have studios. Some people don't want like big apartment, they want like studios. If that is the plan, when you come into Vilnius, you want to live in a studio apartment, it's not a problem. You can also check that. I'm going to be providing the link for you to be able to check for on the description box as well. For any kind of studio apartment that you want, you can be able to see them on, there is a link for that. So you're going to be seeing it on the description box, which is known as the Houston. They assist with all kind of rent at houston.lt. You are going to see it on the description box. You just click on it, check what is happening, check the street, check what you want to rent, make sure this is what you want. Studio apartments, studio apartment is like totally different from like a normal like big apartment. When we mean studio apartment, you know what you're talking about. So guys, in this video, if you check, I'm just going progressively on what you need to do. So there's another website to find apartment, which is known as One Home Student Housing and Accommodation. Is in Tallinn, is in Vilnius, and also in Latvia. I would say it's a kind of boutique company. One Home Apartment, One Home Student Housing. You can be able to see anything you want. It is still going to be on the description box. The website, which is onehome.eu, is going to be on the description box for you to be able to find your apartment. There is also another website where you can find apartment or rent any kind of apartment you need, like studios, housing. It is known as I am Santra Student Housing. I am Santra Student Housing. There, what they do is that they assist you as a European student. If you're coming for Erasmus, anything you want to do, you're coming for visit, you can be able to rent. As long as you can be able to afford what they are providing for you, is not a problem. You can be able to do that as well. So we are moving forward. So guys, most of you just want to rent an apartment. I want to rent an apartment, nothing else, just an apartment, and you are struggling with it. No need for you to struggle, because there is a website for you to be able to rent an apartment, and it is going to be on the description box as well, where you can be able to find this apartment, how much it costs. Like you can see, like from 700 to 1,800 plus euros thereabout, the location of what you're looking at, how long, what is the duration the owner is willing to give at the apartment. Everything is there. So for you to be able to rent specifically apartment in Lithuania, you are going to see it on that description box that I'm going to put there. They are going to, like, you're going to see the popular locations. And for this as well, you can also be able to buy apartments as well if you want to buy. And the home size, everything is going to be there on that description box of those of you that want to rent or buy an apartment. So for the Erasmus students, for you to be able to get a place in Lithuania, Erasmus students are the students that are coming from a different country and they want to come and study in Lithuania for the period of 5 or 6 months for that semester. There is a platform for them, which is the Erasmus Play. The erasmusplay.com is a place for them to be able to rent apartment. So the Erasmus Play provides a kind of different rooms for Erasmus students that are coming for the period of, let's say, 6 months. So they have that the prices is like from 500, 400, they're about 350 and upwards. They also have like a place in Vilnius for student accommodation, flat rooms and all that. So these are like for the Erasmus students when they are coming in from a different country. If you have like, you want like a private room for only yourself, it's going to be like 250 euros. Then if you're going to be sharing, for example, you can get an apartment within the place, you can get an apartment like 500 or 600, you have to like share with 2 people. So if you're coming for Erasmus in Vilnius, there's a place for you. They have like private rooms, they have like shared rooms, they have furnished studios even within the place, and student halls and all that. Totally dependent on what you can be able to offer. This is basically for the Erasmus students when they're coming and how you can be able to find a place. Then for the students as well who their dormitory are filled and need a place to stay, there's a website called the Casita. They are mainly into student accommodations in Vilnius. Casita, that is what they are called. You are going to see the description. On the description box, you're going to see the link as well for you to be able to have like access to nice studio apartment, which is cost like from 569 euros per month. You can be able to find that. So it needs 600 spacious, depending on what you're looking for. You can be able to do that with your friends, you can be able to live alone. So totally dependent on what you're looking for. And these people can be contacted as well, and you can check up on them to be able to know, how do I get an apartment? I'm a student, I'm coming in, I don't have a place to stay. So this is basically for students, for tourists, for people coming, in fact, anyone coming into Lithuania, anything. You need apartment, you need houses. My pen just fell. So I'm just going to continue this way. Then another thing we have is for those of you that want to come for holidays in Lithuania. I want to come for holidays in Lithuania. Like for this holiday, I'm just going to say like 2 weeks. I don't want a studio apartment. I don't want to stay at a student dorm, because you know that student dorm is fun, guys. I'm going to give you guys a gist before I end the video. Okay, for those of you that want like holiday homes in Lithuania, There are a lot of places for holiday homes. You are going to be seeing the link on the description box for you to be able to reach out to holiday homes, how you can be able to. Some of you want to stay near, close to the lake, the seaside. There are holiday homes in Lithuania where you can just come to like cool off and stay, depending on the city. Okay, so but the information is going to be on the description box. You just have to decide what you want. Okay, there is also what is called the live-in Vilnius. Live-in Vilnius is still like a apartment. There's a company that is what they do. They just build these apartments and people stay in and they share it among themselves. Like you share it with other people. You are not just alone. Other people are there sharing this apartment with you. It's called the live-in Vilnius. So they can share like the lobby. They can share like the kitchen while you have your room. The same thing like co-spacing, but this is like the live-in Vilnius. That is what they do. So guys, before I end this video, I actually promised to share a story. So let me talk about it. When I was in the student, so what happened that day, I was so happy because I was excited and I decided like I was going to cook. So I went to my room, I took out my pot, I kept it in the kitchen for me to go grab I think I needed the stuff like the pepper, onion and all that. For me to come out from my room and get into the kitchen, my pot is gone. There was no oh my oh my oh my god, like imagine, can you imagine? I don't think, wait, do you really want to imagine that? Like you want to cook, you went out, coming back, your pot is missing. How are you going to cook? So these are the things you see in studentdom. It's fun, but sometimes a lot of things triggers and you're like, why am I even here? Because a lot of people, some will like mess up the plate, they don't want to clean the kitchen. And you know what? They introduced something that they done before I left. So once your pot is dead, the cleaner comes and they just pick the pot and they drop it in the trash. So that is what they kept on doing. So everybody started keeping their dirty place inside their room. So in a nutshell, I think I've really shared all the informations. For those of you that really want to come to Lithuania, I've already told you the sites for where you can find the apartment, hostels, co-living spaces, dormitory, student houses where you can rent studio apartment, houses for students, Erasmus student, apartment for rent, apartment for sale, holiday homes, student accommodations, all of this. I'm going to be putting everything on the description box so you can be able to access them. And I think there's another company as well that is very popular, International House Vilnius. They are very popular. They are also into real estate. So I'm going to put in the link on the description box. So guys, I think that will be all for everything that has to do with accommodation in Vilnius, accommodation, student dorms in Vilnius, where you can find them, how you can reach out to them. If you have any question, use the description box. Drop your question. I will be there, right there, to say hello to you because you're just simply beautiful and amazing. Do you understand, guys? Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Also, don't forget to click on the notification button. I'll be dropping more videos. I think I should drop like more 3 videos before the year runs out. And after then, I'm going to have a break for January because I don't think I'm coming in January. Like I'm going to take my time. So thank you guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here with me. Goodbye.